Hello everybody, welcome to vlog number 38. This is camera shootout week and today is October 11th, 2016. Today we're looking at the Vaddio Roboshot and comparing it with the PTZOptics Gen 2 equivalent, the 12X SDI G2. Let's take a look at the back of these cameras. As you can see here, the Vaddio has a network PoE with power over Ethernet. That feature's just been added to the PTZOptics 12X SDI models. It has HD SDI, which is 3G, HDMI, and an RS-232 port that looks a little different than the RS-232 ports on the PTZOptics. We'll get into that in this video. As you can see, the PTZOptics have network control, audio in, analog, HDMI, HD SDI, and then RS-232 in and out. So this is going to be a fun vlog. It's camera shootout week. That means this Friday we are going to be live streaming with 6 different of the industry leading pan tilt zoom cameras. We're going to be showing them with live sports. We're going to be showing them in video production studios, in low light situations, and just regular conferencing spaces like we're in today. Normally it's Tech Support Tuesday, but I asked Andy Chatfield, our lead support technician, if I could do a camera shootout review instead. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wanted to start with an opening of the box. So here is opening of the box on each video here. In the left-hand side, you're seeing the Vaddio Roboshot HD SDI being opened, and on the right-hand side, you're seeing the PTZOptics 12X SDI G2 being opened. Now, both of these cameras are very similar. They both have 12X optical zoom. They both include a little manual. The Vaddio camera actually includes a wall mount. So you can see that there. It actually comes with a standard wall mount and the hardware, which is very nice. With PTZOptics, it is extra. You can see here they both come with remote controls, batteries, the power supplies, and a little startup guide. So that's very similar. The PTZOptics comes with a DB9 to 8-pin mini-DIN controller. That's the RS-232 connection in the back is an 8-pin mini-DIN with the daisy chain capability. Vaddio includes a basically a networked DB9 adapter, but it does not have daisy chaining. So here you can see the cameras coming out. There's the Roboshot there with all the ports that we mentioned there. We're taking the PTZOptics out as well. I think that kind of does justice for the opening of the box. I just wanted to be able to show that. So in this video, we are not only going to show, I have both cameras set up, so we're going to show side-by-side test footage. We are also, both of these cameras can go on the network. So we're going to show network functionality and the differences between those as well, which I think is very important. And I also wanted to show the remote controls, because this is really how most people control the cameras in general. So let's take a look at these two remote controls. The Vaddio one is on the left, the PTZOptics is on the right. First of all, you can see like at the top there, the Vaddio has the ability to do what's called a data screen, which I have some remarks about, which we'll talk about later. A backlight, 3 cameras to select from. The PTZOptics has 4. You can have pan tilt zoom, autofocus, very similar features. The only main difference is that the Vaddio has 6 presets that you can call from. The PTZOptics has 9. Other than that, pretty much similar. The function buttons there in colors for the PTZOptics allow you to do some interesting things in the manual, such as resetting the IP address, which is a handy little function that we are definitely going to talk about, because both of these cameras are network cameras, and that means we really to be able to really show these cameras off, we have to look at the network interfaces. And that is going to be the next thing I want to show here. So let's go ahead and so the first thing I want to say is when you turn the Roboshot on, and I'm just going to go full screen with the Roboshot here, you'd think with the PTZOptics, for example, you can click one button and you can start editing the picture quality. And that's kind of the most important thing that you have to do when you get that camera, is you got to tune it to your room. Well, what I found out, and this is nothing wrong with the Vaddio camera, but what I found out was when I hit that data screen button, basically what it does is it shows an IP address. Oh, shows it for just a second there, and that's it, right? It shows your IP address and your Mac address. There is no way to edit the actual picture of this camera with the remote control. If I'm wrong, Vaddio, leave notes in below. Someone tell me if I'm wrong here, but there is no. I checked every button. There is no way to change the video. So that means we have to go to the IP settings, and I'll go ahead and do that. So I did that for the Vaddio here, and this is what it comes up with. So you get the ability, and what I think the best way to do this is I'm going to actually overlay the Vaddio camera here so that we can see what we're doing. There is no video preview either that I could find, so I'm actually overlaying this with my editing software here. But you can see I do have pan tilt zoom control, which is nice. I can go up and down, and that's good, and that's the same with the PTZOptics as well, and we'll show that in a little bit. So I can zoom in and out. I have full pan tilt zoom control, speed control, zoom control, and I can even call presets, and that's something important that we will definitely do in this review when we do our side-by-side comparison. But I have to go ahead and show you how to adjust the camera image so that you can see that this is a very fair. And so what I found is you have to go to the admin section, and after some testing I found that the password is password, and yes, I will go ahead and remember that. And when you go to the admin setting, there's a very nice panel on the left hand side here allowing you to do some very interesting things, which we will look at. Streaming. You can stream right from these cameras. You can set the resolutions, but the camera settings was the most important thing for me, because I have to make sure that I'm getting the best possible picture in this room from this camera as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and share that with you now. We have really good lighting in this room. We have video conferencing lighting. We also have some special lights in here for perfect ideal lighting. Now, obviously the iris you want to have as opened as possible. That is a setting that we have on the PTZOptics, and we have on the Vaddio here. You can see f1.8 is the lowest it can go, and you can literally close it. 9.6 is the least it can go. Okay, so by doing auto iris, that did not help at all, by the way. I clicked the auto iris, you can see there, didn't help too much on the picture quality. I think it looks better with this custom setting that I did with the gain at 8. If I go any lower, you know what, 7 actually, I think 7 might actually be ideal. So there's 7. Auto white balance, again, did not help. I turned on the auto white balance. You can see there, actually it doesn't look too bad, but I thought that if I go back to what I had here, and I just tried to tweak it to the right setting so that it looked good. There we go. Okay, that's too much. It's too little. Okay, 97 was what I liked. Just want to make sure that this is like a fair review. Okay, 98, that's fine. Chroma. Again, just showing off what the camera can do here. All right, now I'm actually really liking this. So around 7's too much. 5 is pretty good. 4 even looks pretty good. I'm gonna do 5. And then you have the gamma setting. And we were at -6, -10. Okay, -9. So that's pretty good setting. So that I had to show that off just because we're in this section. Here's the PTZOptics, and let's go ahead and put the PTZOptics here. Of course, I don't really need to do that because I've already got a video preview with the PTZOptics, but I'm still going to do, because when I go to this next setting, I'll lose that. So really quickly, again, Vaddio has a lot of nice options for resolution and streaming. You can stream in 1080p. You can do RTSP streaming. You can do a room label, which I think is nice. Some networking information. DHCP. You can see there's my IP address there. Some security. information there, some diagnostics, some system information. Really, it tells you exactly what the dip switches say, exactly what the camera's set to, and then let's go into camera settings here. Okay, so and then you can actually set up your custom layouts if you want, which I had to find that in the manual. So on the PTZOptics side, same type of, a little bit of a different layout here. Video settings, 2 streams that you can set up, a 1080 and a 720 or lower. Some image stuff, so I can do image, brightness, saturation, sharpness, and hue. Now here's the interesting thing, is that you can actually do more with the PTZOptics camera using the menu, and there was no saturation availability in the Vaddio, which saturation is important to me, and contrast and hue. None of those are in the settings in the Vaddio, and they are in the PTZOptics, and there's even more in the menu, which I will show in a second here, because I really think that's important. So here's the PTZOptics image, and as we mentioned, I have gone through here and I've done automatic white balance. I've set the wide dynamic range, which I did not see any wide dynamic range information over here on the Vaddio side. I'm not sure if it has wide dynamic range, but on the PTZOptics side, you can see digital range control here. I was able to change and select that between that. Color, white balance. I set the image to be as good as possible, right? So here is our side-by-side camera layout. Let's turn the data screen off on the Vaddio, and I hope that these look as good as they possibly can. I think I might need to do a little bit of tweaking with the Vaddio, but they're pretty close. Let's do a full zoom out on both cameras. So let's zoom out all the way on the PTZOptics. Let's zoom out all the way. See, I'm not used to this. I think it's there. All the way on the Vaddio. And let's go ahead and just do the auto iris and auto white balance, because there we go. That does look better. You can see already in the auto white balance there. So I just want to make sure these are side by side. I want to give each camera justice here as much as possible. So that's fully zoomed out. You can see it's very, very similar field of view. Like, look at that. They're about the same side by side. It looks like the PTZOptics is a little wider. If you look at the chair on the right-hand side, it's capturing more than the Vaddio, and that's true to spec. PTZOptics does 72.5. Vaddio is only 71. Now let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to zoom in all the way because I want to see which has the most zoom. So let's zoom in all the way on both cameras. Let's zoom in on the PTZOptics all the way. Again, very, very similar. It looks to me, let's just do like shoulder to shoulder here, that the Vaddio doesn't zoom in as far either. I'm just trying to do a fair review. Okay, now let's set a preset. So one preset, just zoom out, and then if I hit 1, it should go back. You know, this is getting a little bit of a long review, and I'm not sure how to do presets on both these cameras, but it does a good enough, I think, review. That's side by side. Let's look at them side by side one more time. Here's the Vaddio. I ended up putting it on. I did my best to do the chroma and the gamma, and I have auto iris and auto white balance. Here's the PTZOptics. There's just simply more things that you can fine tune with the PTZOptics. You know, we looked at that. Exposure, digital range control, saturation, hue, and the hue is extremely important. Luminance, contrast, sharpness, gamma. So a lot of this stuff, some of those things, like I can name them off right now, hue and contrast, not available on the Vaddio as far as I can tell. So it's a pretty big difference in the image quality that you can get. Now I don't want this to be, you know, 'cause I just want to just be as fair as possible here. So finally, last thing here is the side-by-side review. Both cameras now have PoE. That may be news to some of you out there. The PTZOptics 12x SDI G2s are now shipping with PoE. Vaddio is roughly in the 3,000 range, and one of the things I want to do is I want to show, I'm sorry this review is so long, but there's a lot to talk about, the different Vaddio models. So there is a 12x HDMI. This is B&H Photo Site. This is only 2,300. So the one that we're showing in this review right now is the SDI version, which is 3,000 right there. And just to make sure I have all my facts straight, let's go to the specs here. 12x. Oh, looks like it's 73 wide. Somewhere I read 71. That must have been a different model. HD SDI and HDMI. Well, that I have to contest because obviously the PTZOptics look wider. It does the broadcast frame rates, which are nice. 16:9. 1 lux. So we looked at this again. Let's just overlay this here. Preset, very different amount of presets there, and IP streaming with the H.265. So all this information's on our website. It's been a long video. I believe I did everything that I came to try to do. So I believe this was a pretty good review. If you have any questions, if there's something you want to see at this, oh, that's the one thing I forgot. Okay, last thing. Sorry, guys. Not ready to leave yet. One last thing. Because this Friday, where am I here? Okay, here I am. This Friday, let's go to our YouTube channel where we do all of our live streaming. It's all about the optics camera shootout. Sony, Vaddio, PTZOptics, October 4th in 3 days. This is where we're going to show all of the footage that we're taking, and this is where, you know, any questions you have, anything you want to see in particular, make sure you tell us before this live show in 3 days so that I can make sure that I'm showing everything that you guys want to see. We're going to go out and live stream some sports with these cameras, conference settings like I mentioned all above. It's been a long video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like to see these types of camera reviews. Thanks for sticking in this whole video. Everybody take care, and don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Take care.